ahead and get started here. We welcome each of you to here today. This is an important announcement. I'll introduce some of our elected officials. We have Senator Dan Roberts, Senator Jabo Wagner, Representative David Faulkner, Mr. Josh Fawcett, Darrell Quinn. We have Stuart Welch, former mayor of Mount Brook, Buddy Choate's back here, former mayor of Trussville, Lisa Bright, councilman at Trussville before, and we have our lineup of wonderful speakers sitting right here. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're here today to announce a couple of projects that have been in the making for several years. One is the expansion of Deerfoot Parkway in Trussville, and the other is the retrofitting of a bridge over Highway 280 with accompanying sidewalks and adding a pedestrian component that will connect Mountain Brook to Homewood and to Birmingham. Now, this has been a collaborative effort between 4 cities, the county, the state, the Alabama Department of Transportation, our local state delegations, and our U.S. senators and representatives. It has spanned multiple municipal administrations and has been championed by the Highway 280 Neighborhood Improvement District Cooperative. And so each of the mayors will come up and give their story, and we'll start with Commissioner Mike Bowden.
Thank you, Commissioner Knight, everyone that's here. I am very pleased and honored to be the first one to speak. I'm sure, as always, I'll be the longest, and I'll hear bad things about that later, but that's all right. I've got the microphone now. This is just exciting, especially for me personally, because I'm a kid that grew up right there in Homewood. Back in those days, went to Homewood Junior High. A bunch of us would go running around because we didn't even have a car. We didn't have any pedestrian bridge. I'm not even sure there was anything to go over at that time. Shades Valley was back where it originally was at that time. So what's going on now, and it started back with people that are no longer in office, and it's been taken up by excellent people that follow them, and I'm not woofing you, I'm telling you the truth. So to have so many people here that I've known for so long, it just really makes my heart glad that this has come into fruition and that I'll live long enough to walk across that bridge. But as the Jefferson County Commissioner that's no better, no worse than Commissioner Knight, I am the one that oversees the Economic Development Committee. I inherited that from my predecessor, Steve Ammons. Steve is my friend. I swore him in to the city council in Vestavia many times before he became a commissioner. He's the best of the best, and he's doing a great job now with the Birmingham Business Alliance. But I think he's the one that really kind of generated and started and put everything together, and then he left, so my job was easy. It was taking up what Steve started, and I'm hoping that I will do well enough to finish it and invite him to walk over that bridge very soon. But being in charge of the economic development, I see firsthand just how vital and critical connectivity is, because this is economic development for Jefferson County, and much of that's going to be the interplay between what's on the east side and what's on the west side that can get back and forth so easily once this is done, and not putting their life on the line as they're doing now. We are competing for business investment, and companies look closely at how easily people and products can move from point A to point B, and that is the connectivity that comes in under economic development. But they also look beyond the roadway map. They look at livability, and I think the mayors do that as much as more so than anything. They want to know whether a community is walkable, and that's the whole purpose of a walkover bridge. Accessible and has been designed with people in mind. And projects like this address both. They strengthen our transportation network. I go by there every day, 2 times, going downtown and back, while also improving the everyday experience for people who live and work here. That combination matters greatly. It matters to employers deciding where to locate, which we want to be in Birmingham, in Homewood, in Mountain Brook, Trussville, everywhere. Have a good place for them, and they can look at the connectivity and see where their company is best suited. So it matters greatly. It matters to employers where to locate, and it matters to families to decide where they're going to call, what they're going to call home also. Now, from the expansion of Deerwood Parkway in Trussville, which will be talked about by someone else a little later, which supports long-term residential and commercial growth, to the long-awaited safety and connectivity and improvements in the Hollywood Boulevard Bridge, linking Homewood, Mountain Brook, and Birmingham. This effort's about building a stronger, more connected Jefferson County. And speaking of stronger Jefferson County, all these other elected officials got introduced. But my representative is Jim Carn, and he came in late so we could make that special introduction to him. Thank you. Thank you, Representative. The improvements that will be made are going to ease congestion. You know that when you see there, and that's both pedestrian and in vehicles, especially once the more intricate change to the turn lane, helping people get onto the highways at that point. It'll correct some long-standing safety concerns that we all have them here, and improve daily commutes for all these residents. Most importantly, I submit that this is exactly what the citizenry wants from us. I'm in a new phase in my life. You know, I've been in the judicial part, and that's different. That's kind of segregated within you and your people. That's not where we are now. Our citizens want and expect from us as elected representatives that we work together, and that we work together to find solutions to improve the quality of life, and we're doing that here. Whether it's making it safer to go across Highway 280 or ensuring a smoother connector to the morning commute, these investments are going to make daily life better for all the people that are living here and around us in Jefferson County. In conclusion, I submit that the connectivity wing of economic development is just as important as any other wing, and it supports economic growth, enhances safety, and reflects the thoughtful planning for the future of Jefferson County. By focusing on projects like this, we're not just building infrastructure, we're building opportunity, accessibility, and a stronger community for everyone. And I said that, and I meant every word of it, and I just couldn't be more excited for any project. Might be as excited for other projects, but not more than for this one. It may seem small in the overall scheme of the world. It's big in my heart. So thank y'all for what you did, everybody, to get us here. And again, my thanks to former Commissioner Ammons for starting the ball rolling. Thank you.
Thank you. Former Commissioner Ammons was invited. He is out of town. Danny Garrett couldn't be here. I've talked to Paul DeMarco. He had a previous engagement too. I know Paul worked on this for a long time early on. Our next speaker will be Mayor Graham Smith, Mount Brook.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. I say this with every fiber of my body. This is a room of true friends, and we are so grateful to all of you. I've gotten to know so many of you in this room. The city of Mountain Brook specifically is extremely grateful for your support. The projects that we're celebrating here today will not only be beneficial to our residents, but will be beneficial to our businesses. What we're transforming is what was a Class F rated pedestrian bridge. So that means when you attempted to take this bridge, if you wanted to walk across it, you did it at your own peril. Not only will we be enhancing pedestrian safety, but we'll be enhancing connectivity, and it will lead to better traffic flow overall. But to be honest, that's not the reason that we're here today. We actually build bridges and we widen roads quite often. That's pretty normal. Today's press conference is not about a bridge, and it's not about a wider road. Today is about a tremendous amount of cooperation, collaboration, and creativity. And most importantly, it's about the relationships that have been built throughout this process. So many of us in this room have worked shoulder to shoulder for years. And what's come out of that is a great amount of mutual trust and respect for each other. So technically, this project mostly says, look what we can accomplish when we all work together. Today represents a tremendous success, but I believe it's just the start of what we can build together, and the future is incredibly bright. Thank you.
Now, Mayor of Homewood, Ms. Honorable Jennifer Andrus.
I have to give a shout out. My former co-councilor Peter Wright, former council president Peter Wright is here, so I also want to give him a shout out. And then we have Councilor Nick Sims from Homewood as well, and our city managers, plural, Kel Smith and Sam Gaston. I'm so grateful to be here today. I can't even tell you, this has been a long time coming, as Jesse Vogel is looking from the back. He's been there from the beginning, and Paul DeMarco. I'm so excited about our improved and safer Hollywood Boulevard Bridge. Thank you to Senator Katie Britt for making this happen for our communities, with an assist from Congressman Robert Adderholt, who has been texting this morning, couldn't make it, but he knows that he's on our mind too, and we're so appreciative. There are two quotes that run through my mind constantly about this project. Every time I drive by that bridge and I text Cal Markert and say, somebody's on the bridge right now, I can see him, I'm voice texting, but there's a woman, she's crossing, she's got headphones on, we got to do something. The first quote comes from Deputy County Manager Heather Carter, who's been an integral part of the team. This is a relatively small but very complicated project, and indeed it is, running through 3 municipalities over a state highway adjacent to a cemetery. The second quote is from Senator Roger Smitherman, who, along with other elected officials here in attendance, Senator Wagner, Senator Roberts, Representative Faulkner, who have graciously given funds to the bridge improvements. Senator Smitherman said, when you see it, you get it. I see people every day traversing the bridge on foot, and I pray for their safety. There are so many people who have helped us with the funding in the years that we've been working on this project. So many people are sitting here today, from the many elected officials at every level of government to the people who live in our communities and understand the need for safer passages in our cities. I want to call out the Birmingham Track Club. Jamie Trimble just stepped down as president for 3 years. We had over 1,000 members of the Birmingham Track Club. They meet every week at the Track Shack, at least once a week, and they run through Mountain Brook, through Birmingham. They run on the trails, they connect to the Jefferson Trail, and they're running over that bridge. And then they come back to Homewood and they buy their coffee and they buy their running shoes and they go pick up something they saw that was cute in the window when they were shopping. I mean, they stop off and get gas. They make an economic impact, and they come from all over. They come from Tuscaloosa, they come from Gardendale, they come from Shelby County. So they're coming to our communities to recreate, and we have to make it safer for them, and now we are. Our local Hollywood Garden Club, EA Montgomery's right there, president of the Garden Club, also gave about $12,000. That's how invested our neighborhood is with this project. I want to shout out corporate sponsor Raymond James. They were one of the very beginning organizations that supported our project with a $10,000 donation, and thanks also to the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham for the grant that they gave us for regional cooperation, to echo Mayor Smith's points. Lastly, I want everyone to know that our county government is filled with true public servants, smart problem solvers who work every day to make our lives better here in Jefferson County. Thank you to the Commission, to Roads and Transportation, and to the County Manager's Office. This project would not happen without you, and we appreciate you and your hard work. Thank you.
And now I'll introduce the one, the only, Mayor Randall Woodford. Come on up, Mayor.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I want to start by first acknowledging two of my colleagues who are present. Josh Vosser, who represents District 3 of the Birmingham City Council, and District 5, represented by Dr. Darrell O'Quinn. I know Dr. O'Quinn has been very instrumental in this project for quite some time, and it's good to have Josh Vosser, who came into City Council and leaned in on this project. I want to thank all the elected officials who you all see present in this front area, representing various forms of government from local to state. I'm only here to make 3 points. The first point is this, that this intersection of public safety and infrastructure is this notion of quality of life. And what's interesting about what we find the longer we serve in office is that we know that the mode of transportation should never be isolated to just vehicles. Safety is required, and opportunity is also required for walkers and bikers and other modes of transportation. So it's good to see us get to this point. My second point is just a huge thank you. It's a thank you to every single person, organization who made this possible, whether you put funding in for it, advocated in a voice for it, or any other thing you did to make us get to this point, which brings me to my last point. And it's been said multiple times, but I'm just going to say it in my own way. Somebody got something right when they decided to make mayors nonpartisan. So I'm looking at my two current colleagues who I've had the opportunity of getting to know, and they've hit the ground running in their two cities, Homewood and Brook. But as we met last week, 18 mayors were in the room. And we know in Jefferson County with 30-plus cities, at least 18 mayors were in the room we were in together last week, just talking about the things we can do when we work together. This infrastructure project, this infrastructure investment is an example of what we do when we work together. And I will conclude by saying this. The reason I said somebody got something right when they made us nonpartisan is because when you are nonpartisan in your position, you wake up every single day and you only focus on the solutions. You wake up every single day and you solve problems. You don't necessarily think about this side or that side. There's one side, and that is the people we serve. So kudos to every single person, every mayor, every state representative, every state senator, every city councilor, our federal partners, state partners with LDOT, every person, organization making this project possible. Thank you so much.
And now Mayor Ben Short, Trussville.
I think Randall took my speech, so I'm just going to say this. I was going to say what a great day for Trussville, but really it's a great day for the region. So I do want to thank former Mayor Buddy Choate with the City of Trussville and former Councilor Lisa Bright. This just shows how long this has been in the works, how these projects have crossed different administrations and continue today. So it's a great day to be able to say, and with thanks, of course, to our federal and state delegation, as well as the County Commission and the County Manager's Office. I appreciate all of the work you've put into this over the years. And so the Trussville part of this project, many of you are probably wondering, why is Trussville standing here with Mountain Brook, Homewood, and the city of Birmingham? But the reality is it just shows the importance of regional cooperation. And so you get to see how, and they'll talk more to this, how all of these projects are possible when we work together. And so the Trussville component is laying the foundation on Deerfoot Parkway for what will be significant traffic relief along Highway 11, one of our major corridors. And so this is a multi-phase project. This is phase one of that. And I'm just very, very thankful for everyone in the room and excited to get this project started. You probably want to hear more from the county engineer. He'll tell you more about the specifics of the when and the how. But I just want to thank my colleagues over here. I want to echo what they've stated. When we work together, we can really, truly accomplish some great things. And I'm looking forward to the next project we come together to work on. So thank you all.
And another couple of people I failed to mention, Senator Shelnutt couldn't be here today, and I did contact Ms. Valerie Abbott because I know she was very involved and very excited about this project. And another person that I want to give kudos to is our governmental relations expert, Mr. Michael Davis, who kind of helped us and coordinated getting us to D.C. and getting to these meetings. So thank you, Michael, for what you've done. All right, now we're going to turn it over to Chris Nicholson. He is our county engineer, and he'll do some of the, the basics, and then we'll take some questions. Chris?
That's my notes. Good morning, everybody. Just to reiterate what all's been said, I think, our road users, they use a system of roads. They don't see jurisdictional lines as they're driving or walking. I think this is a testament to a holistic approach of what we can get done as a county, as a state, as cities, as we work together, and really enhance life safety for our citizens, for our walkers, for our drivers. So it's just a testament to that. I'm thankful to work on this project and be a part of it. So we'll start with the Hollywood Bridge project and the road widening and the sidewalk. So that project is about 20,000 cars that cross Hollywood Bridge. It's more cars than you would imagine in what is now a two-lane section. So the big improvement for traffic, roadway traffic, is an additional lane across the bridge. That project's around a $4 million project. And then the pedestrian improvement are sidewalks on the widening. So we're going to widen the bridge, create a pedestrian facility, a safe facility behind a barrier wall, and we're going to add sidewalk on both sides connecting Birmingham to Mountain Brook to Homewood. That's about $1 million to $1.5 million project. So we're looking to advertise that project soon, the next couple of months, with construction summer of this year, about an 8-month timeline on that. Traffic will be impacted a little bit time to time. We'll do a lot of the work under traffic, but there will be lane shifts and possible lane closures, and we'll work best with the cities and citizens as we go. And on the second project is our Deerfoot project. And as the mayor was speaking, it's a phased approach. This is phase one. This is about 20,000 cars that travel Deerfoot every day that go on Highway 11. This project will really help capacity on Highway 11. It will enhance safety for our drivers. It's about a $4.5 to $5.5 million project. This is the one Senator Britt's appropriation dollars being funded towards. So we're waiting on that agreement to come in place. And once that agreement gets to us, we will go through the ALDOT federal process to secure those funds and really begin the bid process on that. And I'll take questions if we have questions. Yes, ma'am.
Speak up, please.
Right now, with all of the traffic and construction happening on Highway 280, how will the bridge construction interact with that?
Good question.
It is. So through that, this is ALDOT's jurisdiction that we're on top of. So we'll have to get an ALDOT permit. There's a process to that. And through that permit, there are traffic control standards that we at the county abide by and ALDOT abides by. So as we work overhead of 280, we will do some lane closures and some lane shifts. And ALDOT has very specific guidelines. If you travel 280, you'll see sometimes they can close it, sometimes they can't, the contractor. So we'll work under those same guidelines. There will be some impacts to traffic. The goal is to keep traffic movement, but time to time as we set girders or beams as we're widening the bridge, we may have to close traffic for a short amount of time. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. For sure. So really a feasibility study and just impacts to travel. We kind of have to look at all the angles. How long is it going to affect traffic? Is a complete tear down? How long does that close 280? What does a widening do? How much does it cost? And really just through that process and through a traffic study, we were able to determine what the best solution was to use the taxpayer dollars, use the federal dollars and the city dollars and everybody's, all the funding that comes to it in the best way possible.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that funding. Do you have specifics on how much of that is federal dollars compared to state, et cetera, from local, a breakdown on that?
Yeah, for sure. So start with Deerfoot. Deerfoot is Senator Britt's appropriations transportation funds. Those are $4 million that we received confirmation that those funds will be transferred. We're just waiting on the process, how that gets earmarked through ALDOT, through the state, and through the MPO. And through that, we have to add it to the TIP. And there's a couple of agreements and next steps to that. That price tag on that project, we're estimating around $5 million. So the overage on that will be county roads and bridge dollars out of our general fund. The Hollywood phase one, the Hollywood sidewalks on both sides of the bridge will happen first. And then after that, we'll build the bridge later. So the sidewalk portions is a collaboration of funding. It's the cooperative, Homewood Cooperative, it's Mountain Brook, it's Homewood, Birmingham. It's a lot of entities, private donors. It's a great, a large amount of funding sources have gone into that. And then the Hollywood Bridge project will be county dollars matching 20% of the federal MPO dollars.
Will you explain the time frame of the sidewalk and the bridge on Hollywood?
I will. So that's a great point. I skipped over that. The sidewalk is phase 1 of Hollywood. That is what has happened sooner rather than later. We have funding in place. So that project is being advertised within the next couple of weeks. So it'll advertise for about a month. And then that project will start construction. And that's, we'll say, summer of this year. Probably take 8 months or so to finish that construction. So concurrently-ish, as soon as we bid that project, we have a contractor under contract. We will then go through the MPO process to get the agreements in place to fund the next portion, which is the bridge portion. That timeline's a little longer. We have to go through the ALDOT process, the permits, and the NEPA process when it comes to plans. However, those plans are ready. We have shovel-ready plans, so we're ready to go. You're looking at an advertisement. We're in the 2027 ballpark by the time we advertise that to construction, and then about a 12-month construction process.
With both projects, how will it impact peak traffic hours?
So the good and the bad, we're enhancing an area that has a lot of traffic, so it's going to be better. But during construction, there's a lot of traffic out there while we're doing the construction. So pros and cons, I mean, you have 20,000 cars really on Deerfoot and Hollywood, very similar traffic. The Deerfoot portion, we're able to really do the work outside the current travel lane. So we'll do we'll widen from the center out. So we'll widen on the exterior. So we can keep those 2 lanes going, and then we'll restrike. The Hollywood portion, it is very tight. I think the Heather Carter quote is spot on. It is a complicated project. Traffic will be impacted, but we'll try to minimize those impacts as much as possible. You may have 1 lane closures. We'll work during non-peak times. So typically, especially a city jurisdiction, we'll have after school hours, close down before school lets out, open back up, try to limit any kind of overnight closures as much as possible. Sometimes, most of the times we have some issues here and there, but we do our very best to not impact the travel.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you, Chris. All right. You want to speak?
No, sir. I don't want to come up there. I just wanted to, everybody's been thanked and is well deserved to be thanked. But there is one person who has been involved from the very beginning to the very end. And I mean at every step of the process and always very involved. And that's before she became a Homewood City Council person. It's when she was just a runner. It's before she became the Homewood mayor. But we need to single out this Mayor Jennifer Andrews for her work on this project since the very beginning until the very end. And I don't think anyone has put in the time and effort that she has. And I just wanted to think she should be recognized and singled out a little bit.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought you was talking about me. Again, thank you all for coming, because, one thing we're learning as we go along, or we have learned as we go along, is that, working together, you can get so much more done. If you have a rubber band, you want one rubber band, you got this. But when you have 3, you're much stronger. And with us all working together, we should, we got competition in Huntsville. We got competition in Mobile. We need to galvanize Jefferson County, Birmingham, and all the municipalities continue to work together. Projects like this will be great, and there'll be more coming. The more we work together, the better it'll be. So thank you all very much, and have a nice day, and thanks for coming. You get it? All right.